Mankind is dead, blood is fuel, hell is full. These are the first words you see when you play Ultrakill. Ultrakill is a game being developed by RC Patala, aka Hakita. It is a beautiful mix of incredibly fast-paced gameplay, beautiful amounts of gore and innards, and amazing music. The best way that I can describe this is if you took the weapon variety of Doom, the fast-paced movement and combat of Quake, and the style system of Devil May Cry, blended them together with some chocolate and a cherry on top with some samples of music albums sprinkled around it. I don't think that I can overstate how well this game is made. It's so good, in fact, that it might challenge Doom Eternal. If anything, I actually prefer Ultrakill over Doom Eternal. Granted, I have only played a few hours of it at a friend's house, but Ultrakill has grasped me more than most games could. An adrenaline-filled demon viscera fest has me less invested than a game about the funny GoPro killing god, and I am not complaining whatsoever. Did I mention that this game is only in early access? Because that's only in early access. Hakita has stated that the price of the game will go up as more content gets added, so right now is the perfect opportunity to support him so he can keep making this thing. And if you don't completely know yet if you want to play Ultrakill, there's a free demo for you to play. Now, before I say anything, go play Ultrakill, P-rank every level, get your ass handed to you, and then come back because this video is going to include a lot of spoilers. This is one of those games that are the best when you first experience it. Now, the first thing you're going to notice when you boot up the game is the aesthetic. It purposely has a PS2 aesthetic, complete with the strange texture, warping, and wobbling as an option. Ultrakill isn't technically impressive, but that's to its favor. For one thing, because it's so simple, it's accessible to a whole slew of people, such as the ultimate gamer gods with their RGB keyboards, and who used to have a piece of shit laptop that could barely handle having multiple tabs open. Despite my old computer screaming bloody murder when I play web browser Pong, Ultrakill can run at 60 FPS with little to no problems. This game is optimized to hell and back. I'm funny. And this retro visual style complements the gameplay incredibly well. Ultrakill's gameplay is stupidly fast-paced and has a very high skill ceiling. Even your basic movement is fast. You have your regular WASD controls, a slide, and a dash. Your dash consumes stamina but suspends you in the air, giving you invincibility frames. This is your workhorse for avoiding damage throughout the entire game. Your slide doesn't consume stamina and lets you glide across the floor indefinitely. This is also how you keep your score multiplier up so you can get that titular Ultrakill score. The trade-off is that you can't recover stamina while sliding and there are no invincibility frames, so you need to find a balance between sliding around to gain speed and dashing before you get hit by a red basketball with a face. Another movement ability is your ground pound. This allows you to drop to the ground extremely fast, sending any enemies nearby flying into the air, or if there is an enemy directly below you, they'll be crushed under you. This one thing alone gives you a bunch of options afterwards. You can blow them up with some sort of explosion, send them flying over a cliff, or simply let them fall so they turn into a red paste on the floor. And because you need more ways to turn your enemies into nothing but bits across the floor, Ultrakill gives you 4 different weapons to work with. And can I just say really quickly that the sound design is incredibly good. The weapons are so punchy and powerful. It's like ear candy. Everything is so clear and identifiable. You hear that, and you immediately know who you're dealing with. You have a basic revolver that is good at dealing with small enemies, a shotgun that throws its core to create a small explosion, a nail gun that shoots out a magnet creating a pseudo nail bomb, and a rail cannon that absolutely obliterates any common enemy that gets caught in beam. And that isn't the end of it. Each weapon has a green variant that behaves in a unique way. The green revolver throws out a coin that you can shoot out the air to hit an enemy's weak point. This is the most skill-based mechanic in the game. It takes practice to get down, but when you do, you'll be shooting coins out of the air like the true American patriot you are. It gets to the point where you aren't even thinking about it. It just becomes a part of muscle memory. You know the best part? You can shoot the coins out of the air with other hit-scan weapons, such as the rail cannon or the secret alternate revolver, to turn anyone in your path into nothing but entrails and shattered bones. The green shotgun lets you pump it up to 2 times to shoot out more bullets to do more damage. Pump it more than that, and it'll discharge, causing a giant explosion, eating half your health bar, but also emaciating any enemies caught in the explosion. The green nail gun utilizes its leftover heat by shooting flaming nails, frying any enemy into a nice undead barbecue. And finally, the green and red rail cannon. So far, aside from the ARDs that I will get into in a second, this is the only weapon in the game that has 3 modes. The red rail cannon creates a giant explosion destroying any enemy caught in it, and the green rail cannon shoots out a giant screwdriver creating a shower of blood from whatever enemy you hit with it. Good for a quick heal. However, the green rail cannon, to be frank, is shit. It's bad and only has viable use in specific situations. There is a reason I have little to no screwdriver footage. Something you may notice as you're playing, especially on the game's highest difficulty, is that V1, the playable character, is incredibly fragile, only being able to take a few hits before being turned into scrap metal. But if you're close by an enemy, when you attack it, you will regain health. The way you heal in this game is literally bathing yourself in the blood of your enemies. How much more metal could you get? So you can take advantage of multiple weapons to create bigger blood showers, such as the shotgun's second variant when pumped twice, or a large explosion. Your arm can also do this quite effectively too. Your arm is your basic melee attack, very simple but isn't very viable in most situations. Until you realize you can do this. This is your parry. And you can do this with any projectile. Hell orbs, golden serpents, giant hands, suiciding drones, your own shotgun pellets, and different arms do different things. The blue arm lets you parry, the red arm does more damage and creates a shockwave but can't parry, and the green arm works as a grappling hook. This is one of the only games I have played that makes you think, I wonder if I can do blank, and then get the answer yes so consistently. I wonder if I can punch my own shotgun pellets. Yes. I wonder if I can shoot my coins with the rail cannon. Yes. I wonder if I can explode my enemies out of the air after a ground pound. Yes. I wonder if I can charge back beams from malicious faces with a coin. Hell yes. Whatever you can think of, it is very likely that it's an option, and the game acknowledges it too with the style system. Hakita has thought of everything. I swear, Hakita has to be either a madman or a genius, because this man has done everything for this game. He does the coding, the models, level design, and the music excluding one track. The music perfectly complements the game and its feel, matching the fast-paced madness that ensues. Something I've always loved about the music is that you can hear Hakita improving and experimenting with the music, whether it be adding new motifs or new instruments. Compare this to this. There's a large variety in the music too, going from crazy rock music to classical to dubstep. I would understand if you thought this was a weird mix, because it is, to be frank, but it works surprisingly well. One small detail I really like is that the music has two different modes, which is the calm mode and the battle mode. The calm mode is what you expect, keeping the same general tune, playing with the calmer instruments. The battle mode, that's where shit gets real. It goes from and then busts in with the harsh guitar riffs and fast-paced drums. I always love when games do this, like Doom Eternal, the main inspiration for Ultrakill. That's a great example. This music perfectly encapsulates the bosses too. You remember those stage props from a few levels ago? Well, guess what? The stage prop is the boss! What is happening? Fights that stand out to me are the V2 encounters. The first fight has a sense of honor and order, accentuated by the fact that V2 bows to you at the beginning of the fight. But the second encounter, even before you meet him, based on his theme being slowed down mixed with the ambience, you can tell that V2 was not happy with the results of the last encounter. It took his arm, for God's sake, and he is pissed. And when you finally meet him, he's just sitting there, waiting. And when you start the fight, he doesn't bow. He cracks his knuckles, stretches his neck, and is ready to kick your ass. There is no honor in this fight. This is a full-on grudge match. And as always, the music alone tells you this. The electric guitar goes much harder than the original version. The synths are going wild, and all the while, V2 is using everything available to him to make sure that you are nothing but a pile of scrap metal and gore. If I haven't made it obvious to you by now, this is the best game of 2021, and no one can tell me otherwise. Please support the developer by buying the music on Bandcamp, buying the game, and joining the Ultrakill Discord. They constantly post updates on the development of Ultrakill, as well as just being a really nice community. If you're having trouble with stuff, there are plenty of people that will happily help you, despite the occasional assholes who have nothing to say other than get good. Just like every community, it has its bad apples, but overall it's a very positive community. If you want to learn more about Ultrakill, I highly suggest looking towards Herb Messiah. He is easily one of the best Ultrakill players out there, and he has a lot of videos explaining tech. I also urge you to look towards Aida for her incredible Ultrakill fan-made OST. If I can get her permission, it's probably going to be in this video. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few demons to turn into spaghetti sauce.